Man, it feels like forever since we've been able to work on this base, but I am so excited. I'm so excited we can actually get back to this thing. I have left the straw alone for far too long, but now is the day we make our grand return. But before we can actually work on this huge, massive monstrosity, I need to talk about Transformers Prime. It's easily one of my favorite animated shows of all time that I do go back to about every 2 years or so. Now, you might be wondering, why am I bringing this up? What does this have to do with anything? Well, a little hidden secret is the fact that this entire base is actually inspired off of a structure inside that one series. It's a structure of the series called Dark Mount with a huge spire in the middle with lots of spikes and a bunch of other different types of things like that. And I ain't saying I'm gonna do exactly what they did inside that show, but I am saying I am taking a lot of inspiration from that thing. Hopefully in a way where I could actually build this in a way that is unique from Dark Mount. But just know that's where I'm getting some inspiration from. I have no idea what I want to do today in the base. I know I want to do something in the base. But before we can even do that, we have to do a bunch of AFKing. And a bunch of clearing of these crystals and fish and stuff. I'm not going to need a bunch of these today. What we really need first things first is a bunch of the shards so we can make a whole bunch of bricks and prismarine and dark prismarine and stuff. Alright, and with that we can actually do a bunch of AFKing. Or partial AFKing, because we will be coming back every now and then, doing a whole bunch of crafting and things like that, considering just how fast these chests actually fill up. But to put it simply, I'll be standing in this one spot for an undisclosed amount of time. And after an undisclosed amount of time later, oh my goodness. I have a small suspicion we still don't have enough for everything, but we should be set for at least a decent length of time. And while I've been AFKing, I have been brainstorming about what... Oh man. Someone should really put a guardrail on these straws. I mean, seriously. I've been trying to brainstorm about things as to what I want to do inside of here, and I have a couple ideas. I don't know whether or not they'll look good, but... we can give it a try. We can give it a try, and if we don't like it, we can tear it down and try something else. And the first thing I'm picturing out is like 4 separate spikes going out, holding an entire ring going around this straw. Maybe one on the lower end, and then maybe another one like really high up, or something else up there. I don't know. We are very much so going with the flow with this entire thing. But then again, we are going to have to do something with the farm right here, because while it is very efficient, it does look a little... how do I say this nicely? It looks kind of ugly. I'm just going to say it. It looks ugly. So maybe the spike thing should be like, not crazy high up, but high up enough so that we can actually have enough room to work with whatever we want to do down there. And I'm not designing anything with this, I just have like a broad idea in my head. But broad ideas could lead to something that's actually pretty good. We'll see, we'll see. Ooh, and I just thought, are we allowed to have blocks over the farm? I don't know. We're gonna have to... we're gonna have to be very clever about how we're gonna do this. I think just in case, I'll try remembering to leave like some gaps open, and we'll just have to fill it in with something else. Something else that's not too noticeable. Alright, how do we think about this? Should I like this or should I not? What I should do, I'm gonna build up at least the entirety of this first side, and then we'll go from there, and then we'll see what we think. You know what, actually, I might have a much better idea. So I think the main reason why I'm kind of stumped as to what I want to do with this base is because the straw. I love the straw, but I think because of just how, I guess, uniform it is, it's just kind of hard to, like, figure out where to go and how to do things. So what if we turn the straw into, like, a layered straw, if that makes any sense, where we have, like, a thicker layer at the bottom, and then maybe a slowly thinner layer going all the way up to the top. It'd be kind of like a layer of cakes, except for straw. And we'd still be able to have the huge drop going pretty far down, just maybe a little bit less of a big gap right here. Yeah, actually, let's map some things out. Let's see if we can figure this out. Oh yeah, that should be big enough. But I think we should probably have this layer and then the normal layer we actually already have. And I think the moment we actually spire from this tube into the normal tube is maybe about here. Maybe a few more blocks up or something like that, but yeah, I think this will be fine. And we'll get in the way of the farm, and at least in my head, I know a way how we could connect this one and that one. How can I screw up the simplest of things in the most... okay, fine. We'll just have one more layer out. Now all I gotta do is just build this thing up all the way up to, what was it, 70 or 75 or whatever it was. All I gotta do is that, and then we could go from there. And that sounded really simple, but in actuality, just considering how many blocks there were, it did take a very, very long time for me to actually finish up this entire thing. But now, take a look at this beauty. If you thought big straw was big enough take a look at bigger straw. With, again, some very cruel wandering traders like, my dude, why must you do that to your animals? But while I've been building this thing up, I've actually in between been getting myself a, very good turtle shell. I mean, considering we are working inside the ocean, we might as well have something that's very aquatic themed. But now onto the matter of connecting big straw into, just slightly smaller big straw. And I think I know how I'm gonna go about doing this. I'm gonna give it a try on this side and we'll see what we think, and if we like it, then we can replicate it on every other side. Now this might look a little off and strange from certain angles, but trust me when I say I have a plan. Trust me when I say I know what I'm doing here. I think it's a turtle helmet that's actually giving me all the inspiration. I think that's it. But what my plan is inside of here is actually in between these dark prismarine things. I go up the same 3 blocks I went up with all these, but then in between these, I'm actually going to just go up one single block going all the way up to the straw. Will that look good? We'll see. We'll see. I'm very optimistic about my ideas. I just don't know how optimistic I should be in myself for actually completing those ideas. Okay, what do we think about this? I think personally, that's too much normal obsidian. I think this is just way too much normal obsidian. Prismarine. I think instead we should have like maybe prismarine bricks. Yeah. Because I think if we just have full prismarine, it's just going to mix too much in with the straws. This is going to be way more expensive, but I think it'll be worth it. So maybe instead of prismarine, we could have like maybe glass windows. Maybe we could do that. Yeah, actually, for a space this big, it'd probably be better using glass. Which means it's back to our favorite area in the realm. I am still surprised at just how unannoyed all of DJ's villagers are with me. Guys, I keep coming back and buying all your stock. How do you keep putting up with me? Not much of a complaint, just an observation. Oh yeah, I think that looks miles better than what we had before. But instead of having like more prismarine in between these big dark prismarine areas, I'm instead considering having like maybe quartz or something like that. And yes, I know I was planning on having copper and resin and things like that inside this build too, and I will be having a bunch of copper and a bunch of resin at some point, but at least for like some of these more detailed based areas, I should really add just like bulky amounts of just, you know, one single color of block that doesn't like clash too much with like the main other color of block. And then I think the orangey greeny bits can just be added as little bits of detail every now and then. But to do that, we of course need a lot of quartz, and fortunately enough, Duba did give me a bunch of pickaxes over Christmas, so we should be good to go. But there's only really one way to find out, but let's see how we fare. Many hours later, and we've ended up with this. I think this actually looks really good. I think it really does match the theme of like an oceanic style base, but also feels very modern, especially with like the window sides we see on the side of these one things I built over here. I'm not sure about the top bits with the glass just like stopping for no reason. I don't know, maybe I'll keep it, maybe I won't, but at least as of right now, this is an awesome start. A seriously awesome start. There's just, one big problem. There's no entrance. I've literally built this entire thing up without considering the fact that we are going to need a way to get ourselves in and out of this thing. But we should be able to do that relatively easily. Also, we should probably move the portal. That should probably be a thing we should do today too. I'm considering us having maybe the entrance and maybe like an actual walkway as opposed to just walking over the entire farm, maybe about, I don't know, 10-ish blocks down or something along those lines. Maybe about here? Yeah, I think around here should be fine. This might look a little out of place, this might look better with more things, but at least as of right now, I can live with this. So let's go pick up our portal real quick. Or as quickly as we can, I guess. And actually, that doesn't look too much out of place right now. Please tell me this will link fine and I don't have to change anything up in the nether. And good. This is good. And we are good. No, we're not good. Oh no. Well, it was gonna happen eventually. I had a small feeling it was just too far away for it to be perfect. These are the annoying things about base building. Trying to link up portals. Everything else base building, I have a blast with. It's just the little nitpicky things like this. But are we good to go? Are we good to go? We might be. Is this it? We are good to go. Hey, there we go. Just don't walk backwards when walking out the portal. That's probably something I should I should be careful about and warn people when coming up to my base. Man, we have so much more we have to do with this entire base. We have a serious ton amount of things, but I think as of right now, my creative juices are kind of reaching its limits right now. So I'll probably just hold off on that until probably the next episode. But yeah, as of this episode, this is a great start. I love it. I'm looking forward to seeing where we're going with this. But until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.